What's up, guys? Homie Will here, bringing you a video on January 1st. It's the start of the new year. Hope you guys had a good New Year's Day. Um, Today's video is gonna be on something that I've had on my brain for the past couple days, because I've been scrolling around YouTube and talking to family over the holidays and stuff, and reminiscing old memories and stuff, and we got to the topic of bullying and how many times my mom or my grandma or whoever went up to the schools to talk to teachers or principals or to try to stop with the bullying, because my little brother used to get picked on in school because he's autistic, and my sister got picked on because for whatever reason people just like to pick on him. And there's one incident that happened the summer of last year where my little cousin's best friend got jumped out in my yard, and I wasn't home. I was hanging out with one of my friends, and he didn't tell me about it until I got home the next day. And I was like, well, why didn't you call me? He's like, well, what were you gonna do? I was like, I'd have been there faster than you could have blinked, because I don't take that kind of stuff lightly. I got picked on in school. I know what it's like to be bullied, and I don't handle it the same way that other people tell everyone else to handle it, because everybody's like, oh, you should go get a teacher, you should tell somebody. No, that's what people tell you, but no, that does not help. And I know it doesn't help, and I tell all the little kids that come around, like, listen, if you're getting picked on, you pick something up and you bust them in the head with it. You fight back, because if you fight back and you wind up winning, they won't pick on you anymore. You have to show them just how tough you are. And I know you people are gonna nag on me for this, that, oh, that's not the right thing. Well, when you have kids the ages of, I'm gonna say 9 to 17, killing themselves because no one wants to do anything about bullying, then I think someone has the right to throw a fucking fist and knock someone's teeth out. And I don't care if I'm 19, I don't give a shit if I'm 30. If I see anyone of any age getting picked on, there's not going to be any talking about it. Especially if it's one of my family members, because it ain't happening. And I encourage any kid that is getting picked on, if you've told someone, it's okay to tell people, but most of the time, if they're rich, especially in schools, because the schools are crooked as fuck, especially Peru High School, it's no good for bullying. They say they have a zero tolerance. Well, that's why, their basketball players can go around and smoke pot and pick on, special handicapped kids and, get away with it because they're on the basketball team. That's fucking ignorant. That is stupid. That shouldn't happen anywhere. And I stood up for the kid that was getting picked on. And they're like, oh, we'll beat you up. And I was like, do it. I'll stand my ground. I'm not afraid to fight. And they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to fight you because then I'll get kicked off the basketball team. And I was like, so? I'll just go tell your coach that you're smoking pot. And going out and partying and all that. And they're like, oh, you snitch. You shouldn't be picking on other kids, bro. You gotta be bigger and better than they are. When I was getting picked on, I was in kindergarten, and this kid came up to me and he started running his mouth. And I told him to leave me alone. I told him to leave me alone 4 times. The first time I asked him, the second time I told him, and the third time I gave him a warning. I was like, if you come at me one more time, you call me a name, whatever, I'm gonna punch you right in the face. And he shoved me back and came running towards me, and I punched him right in the eye. And I'm not saying I'm a big bad person, no, but I'm willing to stand up for myself. I don't care if I get suspended from school. I don't care if I get in trouble, because you're not gonna pick on me, and you're damn sure not gonna pick on any of the little kids that come to my house, or any other person. There was some little black kid getting picked on at the fort here where I live, Miami's Fort. It's a park here, and this little black kid was getting picked on by like 3 or 4 other, teenage boys. They were my age. And he started crying and was walking home, or walking to get away from him, and they followed him for half a block. And like as they were passing me, like as the little kid was passing me, I looked at him and I was like, "What's wrong, little dude?" He's like, "Those kids are picking on me." And he was in tears and like bruised up and stuff from where they were hitting him. And I walked over to him and I was like, "You need to leave him alone." Like, "Ooh, what are you gonna do?" And I was like, "Well, there's a couple things I could do. I could call the cops on you and have you arrested, or I can handle it myself." They're like, "How old are you?" And I was like, "I don't care how old I am. I'm 18. They're like, "Oh, you'll go to jail." And I was like, "Well, it'll stop you from bullying that little kid, now won't it? When you're laying there on the floor crying like he was." And 2 of them left, and one of them stepped up to me. Well, that's how I broke my hand. Kind of. It wasn't that day. It was the next day when I was with. Anyway, I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But that kid was like, "Oh, I'll beat the shit out of you," and I was like, "Go for it. At least you're not picking on little kids like some pussy." And then some adult came and separated it up. But I went back to the fort the next day because I asked the little kid if he was coming back, and he's like, "Well, yeah, I always come to the fort." And so I went there to make sure he was okay or whatever. And I took my little sister with me, and I took a couple of friends of mine, and my might as well be little sister with me. And she was smacking on me, and we were playing around, playing tag and stuff. And she smacked me, and I was like, "Listen here, little girl, I'm about to smack the shit out you." Just playing with her. And the same kid that I almost got with it just the other day comes up to me and he gets all hard. He's like, "You ain't about to hit no girl," and he's like, "You fucking pussy, I'll beat your ass like just like I said I would yesterday," and blah blah blah. And I had a group of friends with me, and they were holding me back because I was about to let loose on this kid. And they're like, "Don't do it, don't. It's not worth going to jail over." And he took his shirt off, acting like he was hard, and tied it behind his hands, and got down on his knees and told me to kick him. He wanted me to kick him in the face as hard as I could. And I was so mad because he was just in my face and yelling at me. And I wasn't about to fall victim to this punk. I was about to kick his head off. Like, I told him that. I was gonna break his neck. That's how hard I planned on kicking him. But my friend Adam put his arm up against me and pinned me to the wall with one hand and told me, "No, it is not worth going to prison." I was so heated, and he let me down, and the kid kept coming, and Adam pushed him back and was like, "Stop it." We just looked at him, he's like, "Stop." And the kid was all about it. And I had to make a decision. But I couldn't get to him because I had 6, 7 of my friends holding me back while he was standing there running his mouth, calling me a pussy, and just going at it. So I stood up, I walked over to the Miami Sports sign, and I punched it as hard as I could and broke my hand. I shattered my 3rd and 4th metacarpals in my hand, and I relocated my fingers by myself. I was that mad. I had all that adrenaline pumping through me. Relocated my fingers and walked home, and didn't go to the hospital for like a day or 2 days after that. Like, it swelled up like a boxing glove, and Nana wanted me to go to school, and I was like, I can't move my hand. She's like, "What's wrong with it?" And I showed it to her, and it was about as big as a boxing glove from the swelling. She's like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I was playing at the fort and I fell." I didn't tell her that I was getting, like, that I got in a confrontation with a kid due to bullying or whatever. But moral of the story is, you guys, this is especially, this video is mainly made for those that are getting picked on, or people that have seen other people getting picked on. If you see someone getting picked on and you don't report it, or you don't try to stop it, then you're an accomplice of the bully, and you will get in trouble too. But I would rather get in trouble doing the right thing than to just watch some kid, get taunted and teased, and because you don't know what that kid's thinking, you guys. You might think it's all fun and games until he goes home and kills himself. Then what? And for all those people that are like, oh, well, they're dumb enough to do it. No. Words hurt. Words really hurt. I've said some pretty terrible things to some not so bad people in my lifetime, and it's had very, very bad consequences. And I don't know. I haven't heard from those people. I don't know if they did go kill themselves. I didn't tell them to. I tried to talk them out of it. But I've had some very, very close friends die because they were getting bullied, and this shit shouldn't happen, you guys. No one should lose their life over someone else. Period. But, there's those evil people out there, and they think it's funny. And I think those people should kill themselves, and I preach that all the time. If you're a bully and you're telling someone to go kill themselves, then why don't you follow suit and do it first? That's where I stand on that. But if you're getting picked on, and your school's not doing nothing, or they're just shrugging it off, then do something about it yourself. Yeah, you'll get in trouble. But if you explain, now I'm not saying this will get you out of trouble, because you'll still get in trouble in school. But if you tell if your parents understand the situation, I won't say names, because I'm not gonna do that. But there's a situation where a family member of mine had to leave his home. I don't know if it was because of bullying. I don't know if it was because his housing situation. I don't know the full story, but he told his mom that if he did not move in with her, he was gonna kill himself. And so he moved. And sometimes that's what you gotta do to get away from your problems. And they say running away is not the answer. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's needed. I was watching the Amanda Todd video where that girl killed herself because of bullying, and because she flashed someone on Facebook or over Skype or something, and they screenshotted it and posted pictures of her boobs everywhere, and she was getting teased, and everyone called her a whore and told her to drink bleach and kill herself, and she did. And then everybody after that was like, oh, she fucking deserved it, and blah 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 blah. She made one mistake. You can't tell someone to kill, no. The only people that really deserve to die are child molesters and serial killers and cult leaders. People that are true evil need to kill themselves, not innocent little girls or little kids getting picked on at the playground. What the fuck kind of man are you to say that, especially if you're picking on someone way younger than you, because you think it makes you big and bad? Why don't you try picking on someone bigger, or someone your own size, that's not afraid to show you what's what? So guys, I want you to keep this in mind. Be nice to everyone, because you may be the one to live with, oh my god, I killed that person, or I aided in their death, and then someone wants to charge you for involuntary manslaughter, and you're serving life in prison. Well, I don't know if it's life in prison, but you're serving prison time for killing someone because you wrote them a message on Facebook telling them to kill themselves, or you said it in person. For one thing, that's pretty low. That's really low. You need to rethink your living situation. And if they do kill themselves, then I think you should follow suit and do it too. Sorry for the grim video, you guys. I had to get it out there. Keep your heads up. Keep love in your heart. Learn to make the right decisions. And if you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them, because they might not. I know they're not man enough to stand up for themselves. They just might need a little help. And I'm hoping that this video's, like, I'm not saying this video is gonna stop bullying you guys. I know that's not gonna happen. But I definitely want people to start doing something about it. And I'll be the first one too. Like, there's times that I've had to message parents because parents have been telling their kids to kill themselves and that they're not gonna amount to shit. Oh my god, guys, that irritates me more than anything. And I'm not afraid to blow up on parents. I know they're older than me, and they're wiser than me. They've been there, done that. I don't give a shit. I know what's right and I know what's wrong, and I'll tell you if it's wrong. I'm not scared. I just wish everyone else was like that. I wish everyone else would learn to stick up for each other and not be so damn hateful towards each other. But if this helps, good. If not, at least I'm trying, you guys. That's more than a lot of people out there are doing. But if you're getting picked on in school, tell somebody. And if it doesn't work, do something about it. Don't let it continue. And if you see someone getting picked on, do something about it. Don't let it continue. And if your parents are giving you shit, bullying you, and you can't take it anymore, call Child Protective Services. Move. Yeah, they're your parents. Big deal. That doesn't give them the right to treat you like a fucking slave and bully you and push you around and tell you that you're not going to be worth anything, so you should kill yourself. No one should be told that. So, I want you guys to do something about it. And if you guys are getting bullied and you need someone to handle it, leave a comment down in the comment section. Don't be scared. Leave me your name, and if you want to talk, leave your phone number. I'll talk to you. I'll be your friend. And if you live around my area and you want to hang out sometime and, handle the bully or talk to the bully, just try to fix the problem, I'll put in my word. You guys always have someone out there, and that someone's me. So, leave it down in the comment section. Leave a like, share, and I'll talk to you guys later. I love you guys.